Alright, this is March 10th, 2011 in Bob Kahn's luxurious Florida estate in Sunrise, Florida. And we're going to talk a little bit about the war years. That would start when? 1940?
War years, first I enlisted in 1942. I enlisted in 1942, I enlisted into the Signal Corps.
So this was in Brooklyn. You went to where you enlisted?
And then they sent me to this college in Troy, Rensselaer.
Rensselaer, right, okay.
As soon as I signed up, a short time after they sent me to Rensselaer for, I think it was about 6 or 8 months to learn electronics and radios, mostly basic electronics. Very, very good doctor in the very, very good professor of electronics in Troy, Rensselaer. I went there with a nice group of guys. We were about 6 guys, so we hung out a lot in Troy and had a very good time. Troy was a real drinking town. It wasn't the classiest town on earth.
That's near Albany, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a great town, but we left off the campus in a furnished rooms. The six of us. So we got to be pretty close. We'd go out. And then we came back.
Yeah.
And then
you learned about radios there, or just...
Not radios. Really, yeah, something about radios. More pure electronics.
Yeah.
Because when I came in, when I signed in, then they sent me to Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, which was the electronics center, and there I studied more electronics. And
why did you pick electronics in the first place? Did you do that in college and before you left, or?
No, because I was going to be drafted. And somebody had told me that get into
electronics.
It wouldn't be battle, you're not fighting like infantry, and you're usually behind the lines, so it seemed like a good idea.
Yeah, better to be behind.
Yeah, so
front.
So that's basically why I did it.
That's interesting.
So then they sent me to Fort Monmouth, and it was there that we learned particular equipment. Various equipment, and
so that was radio.
My wife. Then I was married. I got married about then. I got married in July of '73.
43.
43, right?
Yeah.
July of '43, and then my wife followed me around for the rest of the time when I was. We would go different towns for different periods of time, mostly to learn different types of equipment. For some reason, I was learning some special secret equipment, which for the first time admitted you could send radio and electronics over a telephone line. It had to be through the air. But now they found ways that you could transmit on top of the telephone signal.
So that was more secure, yeah.
I was into that.
So that was more secure because
it was encoded as you
I see.
Put anything in, and decoded as it came out. Then I went all over the South, different places. My wife all following me, I don't know how long, couldn't have been more than a year or so, learning different special equipment, which in the final days cost me to stay in the Army for 6 months longer. But we'll get to that. But then I got orders that I was going to ship out. And I left my wife here and I went to Washington, state of Washington. By some lake there, I forget.
Like Portland or Seattle or, you know, remember. No, it might have been a smaller.
Seattle. No, it might have been. I don't know. It was something. It was a pretty big place. And then we were boarded ships, and I was on the ship. I was on the ship for 56 days.
Jeez.
Before we hit Okinawa. That was in order to get all ships together from all over to combine and form. You
like
don't
a flotilla,
go in by yourself.
yeah.
You go in with 20 or 30 ships on the landing. You don't go in with 2 ships. There's supply ships and all kinds of ships. And we hit Okinawa about 4 o'clock in the morning. There was a lot of action. And these kamikaze planes, we would hear them and we could look out and we could see them smashing into the ships as we were coming in. But they were mostly not out for ships like mine. They were all fighting ships. They were kamikaze landing, smashing into.
Oh, so you were like a support kind of ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the people were in a support bracket. And then, and then while I was on the ship, like I say, I was told the story. I had done some minor entertainment work, which was on my record, in which I had done some in Fort Monmouth, entertaining the troops, some comedy. Stand-up comedy and master ceremonies at ship thing, which gave me good deals. I can go home, had extra days, so I volunteered to do that. In fact, my wife went around with me sometimes at different places when we were in the States. I think I had a car then. Yeah.
So it was like entertaining troops in different locations.
Yeah, not overseas.
Right. Okay, and then you did that.
Finally, so when I was on the ship going back, they put me in charge of playing the records. You know, while the guys lounged on the ship, I played records, and some of these 2-hour records were about this big, about 3 inches, about 3 inches wide. The 2 or 2.5, like the Eddie Cantor shows, I would play that. So for a while out during these 56 days, a good part of these days, I would be upstairs in the sound booth playing these records, kibitzing, saying, telling jokes, master ceremonies on the ship while we were gathering ships together for the landing on Okinawa. So one time I put on this record, which was a 2-hour long record, and I just left and I started to walk around the ship in different rooms, see different things. And I came into one place, there was an ice cream machine. So somehow I don't know where I got whatever tools was necessary, but I dismantled the whole ice cream machine. I said, boy, we're going to land on some islands. They didn't even tell you to the last minute what islands you were going to land on. But I said, they're going to not have ice cream machines. Lucky if they have something to eat. So I dismantled the whole thing and put it in a duffel bag. And then finally, the day came when we landed on Okinawa. This was about 4 o'clock in the morning. There's a lot of action going on. So we had to take our duffel bags and throw them off the ship into a landing craft. You couldn't come off the ship carrying duffel bags.
Sure.
So I threw my regular duffel bag and this one with the machine on. And then, with all this tumult, you climb down the side of the ship. And
so there's still fighting going on, or
there's
gunfire?
Yeah, there's all the planes are bombing ships.
Oh,
a lot of things going on. So we came down the side of the things. We got into landing craft, and we hit the beach. Well, when we hit the beach, our duffel bags, which had gone before, with I guess some personnel, they were all dumped on the beach. So the captain and the lieutenant says, just grab any bag and run for the trucks. The trucks had landed also.
Yeah.
Previously, I guess. So I was looking around for my bag. He says, don't look, just get any bag, pick it up and throw it in the truck. So he says, take this one. And that was the one that that machine that weighed a ton. So I had to schlep that thing on, and I was weighing about 125 at that time. Had to schlep that and throw it in, get it somehow into a truck. And then one of the guys grabbed me, and he says, you, drive this truck. I says, can't drive that well. He says, nothing you have to do. Just follow the red lights on the truck. Stay very close because you can't see anything, but they know what they're doing. And they know where they're driving.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would know, but they were more, maybe they were trained or something. So I was driving, following those red lights. And
so it was 4 in the morning. It was dark. Yeah.
4 in the morning, dark, following the lights.
And you're hearing. You still.
Finally, we got to some place, and the guy says, "All right, everybody out and set up your tents." Now this had not been on the original landing. This was later than the Japanese troops had been more off of the area. The only fighting there was from the airplanes. The Marines, who did most of the work on Okinawa, had started pushing the Japs to the other end. But the Japanese all had holes they dug out where they would hide. Couldn't even see them. But that's what we had to be afraid of, some leftover Japs.
Yeah, who hadn't left.
And what do you call? So I was a sergeant at that time. So I had to take a group of 4 or 5 men and post them around this area where we had the kitchen, and the captain said, just watch around the kitchen border. If the Japanese come, all they want to do is get the food. So see that your men cover around the kitchen area.
Yeah.
Any place you have any supplies, that's what they cover. So I did that, and then there was one tough little guy. Name was Parham, P-I-R, still remember, H-A-M. I stationed all the guys at different places. And then, after a while, I would go out and check.
Yeah.
Check with them. So I came over to where he was, and I start coming to him, and he shoots at me. lucky. I said, "You stupid!
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? I'm Bob. I'm Kahn, Sergeant Kahn." Says, "That's bullshit," he said. I never forget, he said, "That's bullshit." And he shoots again.
Oh.
I says, "Ask me any question you want and I'll answer it." I don't know what question. I guess there was another word or something we did in camp.
Yeah.
And I came over to him. So I came over to him and I said, "Gee, you nearly killed me. You gotta watch who you shoot." He says, "Yeah, but I don't know. They're all scared. It's the first time they're on the island." So all of a sudden the captain comes out. So he says, "What's all the shooting about?" I says, "No, this Parham, he got excited. He saw me. He didn't know." He says, "You shouldn't be shooting." He says to the captain, "Then what the fuck am I doing over here?
I'm
not supposed to shoot." Says, "No, the Japanese are on the other side of the island. There's just strays here." Says, "Bullshit." He was a tough look. So he says, You gave him some penalty.
Yeah.
For 10 days, you got to go KP or something. You got to be in kitchen, put KP for 10 days. No, that was on the first night that we landed on him. So gradually, we worked our way to the other end of the island. Our duty was, if their phones went bad or something, we had to run out, take the phones back, resupply their phones or radios. So, wasn't that bad. They would come back off some degree before they would have the equipment. A lot of things to do. I forget now with the transmitters and radios.
Right, yeah, that's all right.
I forget now. But
that was your main job there, was setting up the communications.
Yeah, communications, and keep the communications flowing.
Right, yeah.
If something broke down or was shot, or that's when we had to go into a dangerous area, but mostly we were behind.
And did you say you had to shoot dead Japanese people who were there?
Yeah. One time, I don't know why, the same group, the sergeants, we came to I don't know what the hell it was called, Sugarloaf. It was some, later on I remember calling it was a famous place where they had a big battle on Okinawa. And my group had to go around, and every time you saw a Jap, whether he was alive or dead, we had to shoot them.
Shoot them in the head?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure they were...
There wasn't that many facilities for so many...
Yeah, for prisoners.
It wasn't 90%, 95% were dead already or were going to die. So we did that. The cleanup. We did that. And then